Once upon a time, there lived an apple farmer. He was a man of simple pleasures, finding joy in the rhythm of the seasons and the fruits of his labor. He was amazing at growing apples and took great pride in seeing his hard work transform into a glorious harvest each year. Each apple was a testament to his dedication, and he cherished the sight of his orchard in full bloom. One particular morning, as he's walking with his dog, he notices something unusual. The air was crisp, and the sun was just beginning to rise, casting a golden hue over the orchard. Up high on his most prized bountiful tree, there's one bad apple. It stood out like a sore thumb amidst the sea of red and green. If that one bad apple spreads to the others, my entire crop will be ruined, he thought to himself. The thought of losing his precious apples filled him with dread. I must do something. But what? He pondered, scratching his head and looking around for a solution. Determined, he heads to the tractor shed and fetches a long pole. He was sure that this would solve the problem. I can poke it out of the tree and stop the problem, he says confidently. He felt a surge of hope as he approached the tree, but no matter how hard he tries, the pole just isn't long enough. The bad apple remained stubbornly out of reach. In his attempts, a few good apples fall to the ground. He watched in dismay as they hit the earth with a thud. This is no good, he mutters. His frustration was growing, but he was determined not to give up. I need a better idea. He stood there deep in thought, trying to come up with a new plan. So, back to the tractor shed he goes, this time grabbing a catapult. He was sure this would work. I can shoot the bad apple off its branch, he thinks. He took careful aim, feeling a sense of determination. But alas, his aim is poor. The bad apple remained untouched, mocking his efforts. He misses the bad apple repeatedly, and in the process, a few more good apples tumble down. His heart sank as he saw more of his precious apples on the ground. This is no good either, he sighs. His frustration was turning into despair, but he refused to give up. I need a foolproof plan. He was more determined than ever to find a solution. Determined, he returns to the shed, now planning to shake the tree so the bad apple will fall. He was sure this would work, but no matter how hard he shakes, the bad apple stays put. It clung to the branch stubbornly. Again, a few good apples fall to the ground. His heart ached as he saw more of his precious apples wasted. Days pass, and the farmer becomes obsessed with that one bad apple. It was all he could think about, day and night. With a final foolproof plan, he grabs a chainsaw, ready to cut off the branch if he must. He was determined to do whatever it took. But as he approaches his prized tree, he notices something for the first time. The ground was littered with fallen apples. In his obsession with that one bad apple, he had knocked, shaken, and poked all the other apples to the ground where they now lay rotting. His heart sank as he realized the extent of the damage. In trying to prevent that one bad apple from spreading, he had forgotten about the wonderful apples that had ripened on his tree. He felt a deep sense of regret. Moral of the story: sometimes we spend too much time focusing on the one bad apple in our lives. We become so obsessed with fixing the problem that we forget to appreciate the good things we have. What we forget is to appreciate all the wonderful apples we already have. The farmer realized that he had been so focused on the bad apple that he had neglected the good ones. So take time today to focus not on the one bad apple, but on the many wonderful, ripe apples you already have in your life. Appreciate the good things and let go of the bad.
If you are enjoying this content and would like to see more and support my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Your support helps us create more stories that inspire and connect us all. Thank you for watching.